Listen, before you skip this video, you need to understand something. You could be holding a penny right now that's worth more than a car, and you don't even know it. Most people spend these coins every single day, and that's exactly why collectors are getting rich while everyone else stays broke. First, there's a wheat penny so rare, it was never supposed to exist. A mistake during production created one of the most valuable coins in history. Today, a single example has sold for over $1 million. Imagine losing that just because you didn't check your change. Second, there's a penny that looks completely normal, nothing special at all. But the year and mint mark make it extremely rare. People have found this coin in old jars and pocket change and sold it for thousands. Thousands for 1 cent. And third, there's an error coin missing a small detail that most people would never notice. That tiny mistake turns a common penny into a collector's dream worth tens of thousands of dollars. And here's the scary part, these coins are still out there, still being spent, still being ignored. Every time you use cash, you could be giving away a fortune. So, before you spend another penny, stop, look closely because that one coin could change your life or become your biggest regret. If you have a 1942 wheat penny sitting in your pocket right now, you might be holding a coin that collectors are willing to pay serious money for, and most people have no idea it's valuable. This is not just an ordinary old coin. This is a hidden treasure that could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on one small detail. The 1942 wheat penny was minted during one of the most important periods in history, World War II. Because of the war, metals were in high demand, and the United States started making changes to its coin compositions. Most 1942 pennies were made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. But what happened next is what makes this coin extremely interesting. In 1943, the U.S. Mint switched from copper to steel pennies to save copper for the war. But here's where things get exciting. A few 1942 pennies were accidentally struck on the wrong planchets, and transitional errors happened. These rare errors are what collectors hunt for, and if you have one, you could be holding a fortune. Now, let's talk about mint marks, because this is where the real money is. The 1942 wheat penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If your coin has no mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia. If you see a small D under the date, it was made in Denver. And if you see an S, it came from San Francisco. The 1942 D and 1942 S wheat pennies are highly collectible, especially in higher grades. But condition is everything. A worn-out penny might only be worth a few cents, but if your coin is in uncirculated condition with sharp details and original shine, its value can skyrocket. And here's where it gets crazy. Some high-grade 1942 wheat pennies have sold for over $1,000. Yes, a 1-cent coin turning into 4 figures. But that's not even the biggest secret. Error coins, this is where the real jackpot is. If your 1942 penny has a double die error, where the date or lettering looks doubled, collectors go crazy for these. A strong double die can sell for hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on its clarity. Another rare variety to look for is the off-center strike. If your coin looks misaligned, like part of the design is missing, don't throw it away. That mistake could make your coin extremely valuable. Also check for repunched mint marks, where the mint mark appears doubled or shifted. These small details can turn an ordinary penny into a rare collector's item worth big money. Now here's a pro tip that most people don't know: color matters. Collectors classify copper coins into 3 categories: brown, and red. A bright red 1942 wheat penny with original mint luster can sell for much higher prices than a dark, worn coin. And here's the shocking truth: many of these valuable coins are still in circulation. People spend them every day without even checking. That means your next penny could change everything. So, what should you do right now? Go check your coins. Look for 1942 on the date. Check the mint mark, examine the condition, and most importantly, search for errors. Use a magnifying glass if you have one, because the smallest detail can make the biggest difference. Collectors are constantly searching for these coins, and the demand keeps growing. The better the condition and the rarer the error, the higher the price. And remember, coin collecting is not just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. Every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a lot of money. So, before you ignore that old penny, take a closer look, because that 1942 wheat penny in your pocket might just be your hidden jackpot. If you have a 1944 wheat penny hiding in your pocket, jar, or old collection, stop right now, because this small copper coin could be worth a massive amount of money, and most people have no idea they're spending it every single day. This is not just another old penny. This is one of the most talked about coins in American history, and the reason behind it will shock you. Back in 1943, during World War II, the United States stopped using copper for pennies because copper was needed for war equipment. So instead, they made steel pennies, those silver-looking coins. But in 1944, everything changed again. The U.S. Mint switched back to copper, but not just any copper. They used recycled shell casings from the war. That means your 1944 wheat penny could literally be made from World War II battlefield materials. This alone makes the coin extremely historic, but what really makes it valuable is what happened by mistake. Here's where things get crazy. A few 1944 pennies were accidentally struck on leftover steel planchets from 1943. That means instead of being copper, some 1944 pennies are made of steel. And these coins are among the rarest and most valuable pennies ever discovered. If you find a 1944 steel wheat penny, you are not just lucky, you are holding a potential fortune. Some of these rare steel pennies have sold for over $100,000. Yes, a 1-cent coin turning into six figures. That's life-changing money from something most people ignore. So, how do you check if you have one? Simple, grab a magnet. A normal 1944 penny is copper, it will not stick to a magnet. But if your 1944 penny sticks to a magnet, you could be looking at an extremely rare steel error coin. This is the easiest test that could change your life. Now let's talk about mint marks, because location matters. The 1944 wheat penny was minted in 3 places: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a small d, and San Francisco with an S. Each mint produced millions of coins, but certain mint marks are more valuable in higher grades. The 1944 D and 1944 S wheat pennies in uncirculated condition with sharp details and original shine can be worth significantly more than worn coins. But condition is everything in coin collecting. If your coin looks dull, scratched, or heavily worn, its value drops. But if your coin still has its original red color, that bright copper shine, collectors call this red condition, and this is where the real money is. A 1944 wheat penny in perfect red condition can sell for hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on grading. And here's another secret: error coins. If your 1944 penny has doubling on the date or letters, this is called a double die error. These coins are highly collectible and can sell for big money. Also look for off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned. The more off-center, the more valuable it can be. Another valuable error is a clipped planchet, where a piece of the coin is missing due to a minting mistake. These unique shapes attract collectors and increase value. And don't forget about repunched mint marks, small details that can make a huge difference. Now, here's something most people never realize. Some of the most valuable coins are still in circulation. That means your next handful of change could contain a hidden treasure. People spend these coins every day without checking, and that's why smart collectors always look carefully. So, what should you do right now? Go grab your coins, search for 1944, check if it sticks to a magnet, examine the condition, and look closely for any errors. Because that small copper coin could be worth more than you ever imagined. And remember, coin collecting is not just a hobby, it's a hunt for hidden wealth. Every coin tells a story, but some stories are worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, next time you see a penny, don't ignore it, because your 1944 wheat penny might just be your hidden jackpot. If you have a 1946 wheat penny sitting somewhere in your house, in your pocket, or hidden in an old coin jar, you might be holding a coin that collectors are quietly searching for, and the reason might surprise you. Because this is not just another old penny, this is a coin from a powerful moment in history. Right after World War II ended, when America was rebuilding and the U.S. Mint was producing coins in massive numbers. But here's the truth most people don't know. Even though millions of 1946 wheat pennies were made, some of them are worth far more than 1 cent. And the difference comes down to tiny details that most people completely ignore. And those tiny details can turn an ordinary coin into serious money. The 1946 wheat penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If your coin has no mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia. If it has a small D, it came from Denver. And if it has an S, it was struck in San Francisco. At first glance, they all look the same. But collectors know they are not. Because the real value of a 1946 penny depends on condition rarity and hidden errors. And this is where things get interesting. Most 1946 pennies you find will be worn, dark, and heavily circulated. These are common and usually worth only a few cents. But if you find a 1946 wheat penny in bright, original red condition, that shiny copper color, then you could be looking at a coin worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Collectors call this red condition, and it is extremely important because over time, copper coins lose their original color and turn brown. So finding one that still looks new after decades is rare, and rarity means value. Now, listen carefully, because this is where hidden money appears. Error coins. These are coins that were not made perfectly, and those mistakes are exactly what collectors want. If your 1946 wheat penny shows doubling on the date, or the letters look slightly duplicated, you might have a double die error. And these coins can sell for much higher prices than normal ones. Another thing to look for is off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned. The more off-center the coin, the more collectors are willing to pay. Also check for clipped planchets, where part of the coin is missing. These unusual shapes are rare and valuable. And here's something many beginners miss. The 1946 S wheat penny is often weaker in strike. That means details on the coin may not be sharp. But if you find a well-struck 1946 S with strong details, it becomes more desirable. Because collectors want the best quality examples. And then there's grading. Coins are graded on a scale, and higher-grade coins are worth significantly more. A heavily worn coin might be worth almost nothing, but the same coin in mint condition can be worth hundreds or more. That's why professional grading can sometimes increase the value of your coin dramatically. Now here's the part most people never think about. There are still valuable coins hiding in everyday places: old piggy banks, forgotten drawers, inherited collections, even loose change. People spend these coins without checking them, and that's how valuable coins keep circulating unnoticed. Which means one thing: opportunity. So, what should you do right now? Take a close look at your coins. Find any 1946 wheat pennies. Check the mint mark. Look at the color. Is it bright red or dark brown? Examine the details. Are there any errors? Because the difference between a 1-cent coin and a valuable collectible is often just a small detail. And those small details can turn into real money. Coin collecting is not just about old coins. It's about finding hidden value that others overlook. Every coin has a story, but some coins have hidden potential. So, the next time you see a wheat penny, don't ignore it. Because your 1946 wheat penny might be worth far more than you think.